The humidity in Charleston, South Carolina, is the kind that clings to your skin like a wet wool blanket. I was standing on the porch of the Magnolia Estate, a luxury boutique inn I'd spent 30 years building from a rundown colonial wreck into a 5-star sanctuary. To the casual observer, I looked like any other 70-year-old woman in a sun hat and gardening gloves, clipping the dead heads off the hydrangeas. My son, Ethan, and his wife, Brooke, pulled up the gravel driveway in a black SUV that cost more than my first house. They lived in Manhattan, where everything is fast and everyone is important. Ethan hopped out, looking like he'd stepped out of a J. Crew catalog, crisp white shirt, salmon-colored shorts, and loafers with no socks. Brooke followed, her eyes hidden behind oversized designer sunglasses, checking her gold watch before her feet even hit the dirt. "Mom, glad you could make it down from the guest cottage," Ethan called out. He didn't hug me, he just gave me one of those awkward side pats on the shoulder. "Good to see you, Ethan," I said, wiping a smudge of potting soil off my forearm. "Brooke, you look lovely." Brooke didn't even look at me. She was busy waving down Marcus, one of my lead groundskeepers, a man I'd personally put through night school. "Hey, you, the gardener," she barked. "Get these bags up to the presidential suite. And tell the concierge we expect the private tasting menu at 8. My husband is a top-tier partner at his firm, and we don't do standard seating." Marcus looked at me, his eyebrows hitting his hairline. I gave him a subtle, sharp shake of my head. He took the hint, grabbed the luggage, and headed inside without a word. "Ethan," I said, trying to keep my voice steady, "I thought we'd do a low-country boil tonight. Just the 3 of us at the house. I got some fresh shrimp from the docks." Brooke let out a laugh that sounded like a bag of ice hitting a tile floor. "Oh, Martha, I mean, Mrs. Miller, we're here for the experience. Not a backyard picnic. Go find some weeds to pull or whatever it is you do for fun. We've got actual business to discuss with the ownership here. Ethan's firm is looking to acquire properties like this." Ethan chuckled, adjusting his sunglasses. "She's right, Mom. You just enjoy your retirement. Let the professionals handle the networking. In fact, maybe stay clear of the main dining hall tonight. We're trying to make a sophisticated impression, and, well, you've got dirt under your nails." The professionals. My own son was treating me like an embarrassing relic on the very land I'd bled for. They didn't know that the Magnolia was just one of 12 properties under my holding company. I'd kept the business side private, wanting Ethan to build his own legacy without a safety net. It seemed I'd succeeded too well. He'd built a massive ego and a total lack of character. That evening, I didn't go to my cottage. I took a long shower, put on a silk dress that cost a mortgage payment, and walked into the estate's private dining room. Ethan and Brooke were sitting with a group of investors, bragging about the inside track to the estate's ownership. Brooke was mid-sentence. "Honestly, the service is great, but that old lady they keep on the grounds is such a drag. She's probably some charity case the owners feel sorry for." I walked right up to the head of the table. The room went silent. The investors, who actually did know who I was, started to stand up out of respect. "Actually, Brooke," I said, my voice echoing off the vaulted ceilings, "I'm the person who signs the paychecks for every soul on this property. Including the management you've been trying to boss around all day." Ethan stood up, his face turning a shade of red that clashed horribly with his shirt. "Mom, what are you doing? Get out of here, you're making a scene." "No, Ethan," I replied, pulling a legal folder from my clutch. "You're the one making a scene. I was planning on announcing your trust fund activation tonight. But after watching how you treat the people who built this life for you, starting with your own mother, I've decided to go in a different direction." I looked at the lead investor, then back at my son. "Marcus, the gardener, you insulted. He's the new regional director. You and Brooke, your presidential suite has been vacated. There's a Holiday Inn out by the airport. I suggest you get there before they stop serving continental breakfast." As they sputtered and tried to pivot, I sat down at the head of my table. I'd spent 30 years cultivating this garden. I just never realized the biggest weeds were the ones I'd raised myself. But here in the South, we know what to do with weeds. You pull them up by the roots, and you don't look back.